Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Sure did.
In Aspen.
In
Colorado.
Denver. Aspen.
Yep. Littleton. I think
Go Broncos.
Right. Yeah, I know, right?
I had to switch teams. So, yeah, this is random, but, part of the NBC Universal family, because the Super Bowl will be on NBC on February 8th.
Oh, this is how you're tying it in?
Yeah, we're having a party. So I like the Super Bowl. I'm not a huge sports person, but I do enjoy the entertainment factor of the Super Bowl, the big game and, all that. So I was rooting for the Bears to get there because it would have been 40 years since they were last in the Super Bowl. I like the symmetry of that. And, that didn't happen. They lost tonight to the Rams.
In overtime.
And it was such an exciting game. The fact they got to overtime.
I just can't believe football has entered our world like this many years in. Had I known 9 years ago.
Well, the thing is, too, normally I would just watch the Super Bowl. Now I'm like, I'm interested in the playoffs and how this is going to go.
It starts. And then you're interested in the regular season. And before you know it, preseason. And you're like, And
it's a lot to watch. It's also very stressful. Like watching it, when you're rooting for a team, you're like, oh, God, don't throw it that way, and then interception, and that just, screwed them.
Again, we need to get with my brother and see how much fun it is to watch a game you've bet money on. I
couldn't imagine that. That would amplify the stress even more.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No. Keep it clean. So, yeah, now that the Bears are out, I'm shifting my alliance to the Broncos. Mm-hmm. And so they play the Patriots next week, and the Rams will be playing the Seahawks. And so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, if you say so.
So we're 3 weeks away from the Super Bowl. On NBC.
From the big game.
Big game.
Well, if you're just finding us, we don't normally talk about sports. No, I'm kidding. That's totally...
We don't.
We don't talk about sports, but it's cute that
we talk about wags. Did you know that Jassi's a wag? Because I hadn't heard that she was a wag, because it's not like she says every episode, I'm a wag. As a fellow wag.
For a minute, I thought, are you serious? And I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't heard, honestly. I had not heard at all. So
she is like, I'm trying to think of somebody else who also amplifies their
status. There.
Yes.
Is there someone I'm forgetting off the top of my head?
Not a wag, but someone who always says like, I'm this.
Oh, like, Angie's a Greek,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Jassi is a wag as Angie is a Greek.
To being Greek.
Yes.
Yes. Like, in case you're not aware. There's actually, I think every franchise has one of the housewives that's just like going on and on about like something. You're like, oh, did you know like Gina's a real estate agent? And it's like, hadn't heard.
Or Luann with Cabaret.
Right. hadn't heard about your songs at all, Luann.
There's certain things they just like focus on and just like really beat the horse.
Yes. But this episode was pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed it.
Uh-huh. Same.
Yeah. What we're not going to do, Jeff. I'm so glad I remembered that about Gizelle. What we're not going to do. And then she says it. No, this 3-day weekend. Like, I'm really looking forward to having, being off tomorrow and everything.
Yeah.
And it's, just having to do the podcast. I'm just like, okay, we'll get through it. But
but it's a good episode. It's not.
It was a good episode, exactly.
No shade, but all shade to Beverly Hills. It wasn't as exciting of an episode compared to this. So that I feel like it's harder to podcast than something where things are going on and we're getting not agitated. Our spirits weren't agitated. Although a lot of times Gizelle does agitate my spirit. It's more so just like, oh, gosh, why did you say it that way?
Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that?
Well, so, I mean, I really enjoyed that Angel was trying her best to apologize at the beginning of this. And everyone just like, too late. You're too late.
There's nothing worse. Or not nothing worse, but one thing that housewives do to grade your apology. It's too late. No, I don't like that apology. You didn't, you don't really mean it.
I mean, I'm not above grading someone's apology. Like if I'm having beef with you and you apologize and I think it's bullshit, I'll tell you straight up.
Right, but if it's half-assed, if it's one of those, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Right, exactly.
As opposed to Angel, okay, I get it. The house sucked. There was no running water. The well ran dry. But she was trying to fix the things. And maybe she should have checked in with them but she was trying to fix the thing. So it wasn't as if she left them high and dry.
Yes, she did.
Or sweaty or whatever.
The problem is that she could have checked in on them and they would have still found a reason to not accept.
They wanted
check
to
in.
not.
Yeah.
They wanted to find fault with everything.
And they're going to. And I'm glad that that's what most people are starting to realize towards the end of that, bourbon tasting. Was that? Whiskey tasting. Yeah, whiskey is
they didn't really do any tasting. It was just a whiskey
bar.
Place, but
you're right.
Get into it.
Yeah, they got some drinks.
They're too busy fighting and making Angel cry.
But either way, yeah, I mean, that's just like they were just not going to let her have anything. But that's on the plane where she was apologizing. They wouldn't let her.
Well, they started off with, her being upset, hearing what he said about her and her marriage, and they get to the plane, which they wouldn't be on this plane. It wasn't for her.
I don't know how Gizelle could look at someone straight in her face and be like, "No, I'm taking over this trip," as someone has just booked an $8,000 private jet.
You are cursing her out on the jet that she provided to you. I would have said, "Ma'am, there's the runway.
Yeah,
peace out."
I would have been like, "I'm not bringing you on this jet with me. Like, yes. I don't want to be on a plane for ever at all with you. So off of it."
Yeah, this isn't Angel saying like, "I intentionally did this. I wanted you to be sweaty and gross. Right. I didn't want you to have water. F all of you heifers." She was saying, "I'm sorry this happened. I'm taking full accountability. And regardless of if it came too late, at least it's coming. At least she's saying something, So just to cut her off and curse her out,
yeah,
it doesn't. The reaction doesn't match what she
especially
did.
When she's saying like, I got all new accommodations for you. And she's like, "No, I'm gonna go to the Four Seasons." And it's like, "Oh, you're such a child, Gizelle.
Such a child." Just then go.
Yeah. What we're not gonna do though is no, I'm sorry. I do love how Gizelle says that all the time. What we're not going to do,
ma'am, it's always this too.
Yeah,
ma'am, no, ma'am.
What we're not going to do is go back to that house. Anyway, once they're on the private jet and they fly there, everything does seem to be fine. All that, was a lot of people on a small plane.
They're so enclosed, so many enclosed spaces in this trip.
And then when they go to Kemo Sabe, finally, it seemed like it was like, I think we're used to seeing it with in Beverly Hills where it's mostly closed. Like Kyle has it open just for them, and so to see them open, just kind of selling to the general public, was interesting to see.
There's a difference where Kyle says, "I'm coming." They're like, "Shut it down." Beverly Hills is coming. Potomac, it's like,
right.
You can, but no, before that, it's the dinner, it's the lunch with the assortment of foods. And that's when they, again, Angel tries to apologize.
The assortment of foods?
Because they didn't really like the foods.
Oh,
the deviled eggs. And,
right. They were complaining about that.
But then we get into the whole Monique and Angel and all. I don't think Monique was being malicious when she compared her situation to what she thought was Angel's situation. And Angel set her straight and said, "That's not in a mean way, but said, that's not me. Bobby and I have a great relationship." And she explained the whole watching the kids thing. And I think it was very well explained. I think Monique was more receptive than the other women to hearing that.
Right.
And I liked when she tried to give her a pep talk at the end. They're going to assume things about you. They're going to claim you're lying. All you can do is show up and be you.
Right.
And
for some reason, Ashley was present for that entire thing, as though Ashley's supporting Monique and Angel.
Right. Supporting Angel. I think, compared to Gizelle, Ashley was a better...
Ashley does seem to be a little bit more present for Angel in this trip, and like not completely just set to hate everything Angel's doing. Like she's been trying to she showed up with the gift to Angel's house. She's like trying to do all sorts of things that are actually polite.
I'm completely forgetting how Ashley almost didn't come on this trip. So, the whole eviction thing. Ooh, I'm like, why wouldn't that? Oh, wait, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ashley's at least being a little bit more supportive, but it's weird to see her be there when Angel's breaking down. And it's like, why are you even in the room? You're part of the reason this woman is breaking down.
Right. You
keep co-signing.
Cackled with Gizelle about things, with Wendy. Even Stacey jumped in.
I am so surprised at how much Stacey is jumping on this, we don't like Angel wagon.
Just because they're not focusing on her, and she, don't be that person. It's similar to when you get hazed and then the next year you haze somebody else because it's not you anymore. No.
Yeah, it's not pretty anymore.
No, it's not.
But yeah,
the Tia Jassi thing,
that was weird. I think also Jassi's not using the word default appropriately though, because I think Tia's...
It didn't make sense when Angel said I wanted 3 people to come, but only 2 could. So obviously she Sophie choiced that shit and chose Tia and not Jassi.
Yeah, I mean, Tia's 100% right that if Angel wanted her by default, she would have been the number 2, and Tia would be at the other house.
And then she made it seem as if Jassi made it seem as if Keiarna was blocking her from coming.
The house. Yeah, it made no sense.
It was just the default line was funny, but it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
it was funny when she threw it out there, but then Tia quickly corrected it.
I think it's also interesting that Monique did call out Jassi about, hey, why are you telling this conversation? Because it was something that she wanted to have one-on-one with Angel, and wasn't necessarily, saying, hey, I'm going to bring this up in front of the group, although she was talking about it in front of the group.
And behind Angel's back.
Yes. So
she could have just directly pulled her aside, hey, I just want to check in. Also, Monique basically saying, I attacked people because I was in a bad marriage. Yes, but...
Right. Well, I mean,
your bad marriage didn't make you mollywop Candace.
Right,
I'm sorry.
But I mean, that's also, kind of why... as great as her intentions may be with Angel, of like, hey, in case you are going through something, you're displaying a lot of behaviors that I recognize in myself. It's like, yeah, that's your way of saying that you think I'm in a failing marriage.
Right.
That like you're saying, that I'm gonna end up the same way you are just because you see similar behavior. Like,
Just say, it seemed to me as if you're doing everything and Bobby maybe wasn't, and all this was on your shoulders and it was stressing you out. Then Angel could pivot and say, no, that's not the case. And as she did.
Right.
And Monique quickly accepted that and accepted Angel saying that's her truth. And then they moved past it.
Right.
Whereas the other woman couldn't do that, And also the empath of it all. I'm not laughing, but...
anytime anyone says they're an empath, I mean, whether it's true or not, or, you're just like, oh, don't declare yourself an empath.
Yeah.
We all know Bravo only has one empath, and that's Kristen Dowdy.
Exactly.
So...
she is the queen of empathy.
Yes.
I was going to say empathy, but that's not there.
It can be empathy. It's fine.
Like Kemo Sabe.
That's one thing I can't come up with.
She really was hitting that.
Kemo Sabe.
Baby.
Yeah, it was a bit much. The Mauricio showing up, I mean, we saw that in the previews.
Before Mauricio, sorry, these things just popped in my head. The listing of items.
Oh.
One, it's so enclosed in there, and there's so many people like trying to find, like, shift for position and find things.
This was after they went upstairs to the private bar for Ashley to make the pink pussies for them, right?
Right. It went like, let's buy shit we can't afford. Sorry, I can't say that. Let's buy shit that we probably, one in this case, may not be able to afford, or is just kind of frivolous. A $4,000 belt. I'm just saying. I don't care how cute and turquoise it is. Whatever. Right. Save your ducats. As Stacey said, I know how I stayed rich, and it's because I wasn't buying.
I enjoyed that she didn't buy anything. Also, that's a very specific aesthetic, all the turquoise and
very
the cowboy
much
hat.
So.
And Stacey's probably like, when the hell am I going to wear anything like this ever again?
Or like, I don't need these diamond earrings specifically from Kemo Sabe specifically.
It's easy for you to say.
It's really hard to say. I'm wearing my liners.
And I don't know why everyone felt like they had to stand up and like they were doing a walk-off or something, I
thought they were like death drop earrings.
Right. I'm very pleased. I was so worried that Wendy was gonna pop up and be like, I bought $10,000 worth of everything, and I was like, she's like, I bought $225 earrings for my daughter. Like, that's very reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a birthday gift for
8. I don't know how old, but yeah,
young.
$225 is a lot for a young child, but still, at least she wasn't like, oh,
$4,000 belt like Ashley, or $5,000 earrings like Gizelle. But yes, it was so tacky.
It's just the fact that the price,
production will do that for you,
right?
Okay, they'll list the price. We don't need you to
Price is Right this for us,
right?
Yeah, it was a showcase
hoedown.
How
Not
dare
their
you?
hose.
But it just rhymes with showdown. I get it.
Yeah, it's a hoedown.
It works.
Cowboy hats.
Oh, that kind of hoedown.
I'm not calling you a hoe. I don't care what kind of bath you took. I'm not calling you a hoe.
I did like that when was it when Mauricio was leaving and then someone the hooker got thrown out there. I just love it when women call each other themselves hookers.
Ashley always says hookers because she won't say any other words, for and so she'll say this hooker, and I'm like, it's so funny.
I love it. Hats off to Gizelle for not moving in on Mauricio and saying like,
or saying the quiet part out loud. This is Kyle Richards' husband.
Right.
I'm not going to F with that. That's
as much as
Beverly Hills.
As much as like in a perfect world, I would. She's saying like, we can't afford to do that, and then she starts cock blocking Ashley.
This is the Stacey of it all. Of come on, Ashley, come on, like pushing her towards Mauricio was really funny.
Yeah, they definitely had some drinks, that's for sure.
I wonder what Mauricio was thinking, like, well, maybe. But I'm on camera. I think because he was on camera. If there hadn't been cameras, he probably would have like tried to pursue Ashley more. She's the right age range for him.
If Kyle could hear you now, she'd slap you.
He goes for these youngins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ashley's not the youngest of youngins.
She's 30.
Well, she's at least 40 by now.
She's 40.
I don't
know how old she is.
I don't either. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was comical of don't talk. That's Kyle's man. I don't want issues of Beverly Hills and Potomac. As if what Kyle's going to come down there and say,
right,
cancel these heifers.
And I cannot be on the same network.
How dare you? I'm Kyle the Richards.
But that'd be an ugly epic. But I like they're like, oh, so what are you doing later? Like, where are you gonna be?
Do you like fly fishing?
Yeah. So weird. Well, I can tell
you're a catch.
And Angel was definitely trying to do that. Be like, so you've gone fly fishing. Tell the ladies how fun it is. So they don't complain about it tomorrow. Like maybe it was just like maybe
hear it from you.
Yeah, this hot man.
Yeah,
they'll be like, ooh, I want to fish in my fly.
Only if Mauricio was going to be there would they be excited about fly fishing. Yeah. Otherwise, no, Angel, they're not.
Yeah. Then we find that out later, though.
I must say, I'm not a big nature person, and her talking about all of the wildlife is definitely, but it made me curious, this whole experience they're cultivating. I don't need to, I've never been to Colorado. I don't know if I need to be in the wild of Colorado, like, she's talking about with the fly fishing and the etc.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about it now after seeing, black folk in Colorado.
Now you're like, Could Colorado be for me too?
No Broncos.
I've never done anything really in nature in Colorado. Other than I've hiked in Colorado Springs at Garden of the Gods. That was fine.
Is that where you were in the snow and you almost that wasn't Colorado, was it?
No, that was in Oregon.
Oregon.
Oh no, that was in Denver. That was in Colorado.
Not with Chris though.
Yeah, with Chris. That was Colorado.
When you almost fell through the snow.
They had just legalized pot in Colorado.
Right.
Yes, and so we bought a bunch of edibles and went hiking, and the snow hadn't melted yet up at the park. We were actually up in past Boulder. We were where basically the Shining was supposed to have taken place.
Okay.
Like the one of the hotels they used in one of the Shinings. I forget which one.
Okay.
So we went hiking, and yes, I kept falling into very deep snowbanks, but I was high on an edible at the time, so I kept giggling every time it happened. So yeah. That was Colorado.
Wow.
But I mean, that's, I was like a state park. So it's like, it's not like the wilds. And I don't think anything where Angel's bringing those women is going to be the wilds. There's probably like at a fishing hole somewhere along the way.
Cut though. Her house seems like it's out in the cut.
Yeah. She probably, and she, with Wonderland and everything, she probably knows where to take people. Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting. I wouldn't want to spend all day fly fishing. I mean, fishing is definitely a state of mind.
I haven't fished since I went, I think with my dad, when I was a very young kid.
We went fishing in Oregon once when we went to visit Kevin one time. Mm-hmm. And our friend Chris wanted to go fishing. And we ended up at this very popular state park for tubing. Like people were tubing down the river while we were fishing in the river, and they're like, people just kept laughing at us because they're like, it's not the right season for that. And then we're a bunch of jerks on tubes floating down the river, scaring away all the fish. So you guys aren't going to catch anything. So they just kind of kept pointing and laughing at us. But we were like, we don't care. We're just standing here drinking beer and fishing.
That's rude.
It's very rude. But the idea of having like a chef there, like to make you like an on the range dinner, that's kind of cool. That'd be an experience to have while you're fishing all day long.
Let's look up Wonderland.
Okay, yeah, we'll look that up. I'm sure it's not cheap. I'm sure that's
I'm sure.
saying,
Yeah,
that it's a luxury experience.
Yeah.
Although maybe they're gonna have some discounts after this run of episodes.
Maybe. I mean, do you get a PJ to Kemo Sabe though?
I don't think you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can afford $8,000 an hour, so
gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So they basically, after Mauricio leaves and Gizelle goes into full hijacker mode and claims her association with Four Seasons and basically says, well, it could go your way or it could go my way. And Angel just wanted to just push her over that railing, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would be beyond pissed off. But I mean, at the same time, as much as I don't want to admit it, I mean, this trip is going awful. Like it's
so off the rails.
You were exclaiming this is probably one of the worst trips you've ever seen.
Well, seeing the preview with I think they break down the side of the road and they're at a gas station. It's just, it's not going well.
No.
I would love just to see a documentary about
all the things that went wrong.
Right. Like from production's point of view, because it's bad.
Oh, they already did the reunion. I was going to say, now having seen this episode, I have some questions. I really hope Andy asks Gizelle why she's so hoity about where her accommodations. She started to explain it like, that on other trips there'd be, I was fine, up here, but it's still, I don't know why she's so hell-bent on like this.
Just say you don't like Angel. I know it hasn't gone right, but I feel as if this was Keiarna's trip, it wouldn't be, well, Wendy would. If this was Tia's trip, they wouldn't be going so hard.
Right.
She'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they'd be like, it's okay, Tia girl. But with Angel, there's just such a disdain. Yeah. And you add in no water, and it's basically it's the apocalypse.
What do you think about Wendy having said earlier, like to Angel, like, what, I wish you'd just stand on business and just say, I don't like these people and I do like you guys. And she wasn't letting Angel get any words out because Angel was saying that's not what's going on.
Well, that's what could happen. Angel would say something, they'd say, I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to speak your narrative for you.
And it was just like, it would frustrate the hell out of me. It's like, you're not letting me get my own words out.
Right.
It's like, what the hell am I even doing here? Like, if you guys think you have all the answers, then fine. Just you do this all yourselves, which I guess is what is happening. But yeah, I mean, that would just be so infuriating because, they're making it, Wendy especially was trying to make it seem as though Angel was doing this on purpose, and she's already trying to say like none of this was intentional. Yes, putting Gizelle into a crappy room, that was intentional.
Yeah,
that's fine, but that's not what this is about. Splitting you guys into different houses, it's not because I like some of you more than others. It's just that I thought you guys would have a good trip, and that's not what happened.
Right. I thought it would be you couldn't all stay at my house, but I thought this was a great house, an alternative, and it wasn't. And so now I want to fix it, but it's too late. We're going to the Four Seasons, yada, yada, yada.
Which, I mean, it looked nice, I guess.
It did look nice, but, it's just, I really wish they could have all been at the same, all 9 of them, at the same place and just go from there. And it was just, the house of it all Angel couldn't control, but I'm going to be an hour away from you, she could control.
Right.
So...
Someone left a comment on one of our videos, I think, talking about, Angel could have rented like luxury RVs and put them on her property. And I was like, oh, I never would a million years would have thought about that. But like, she could have totally done that. And they all could have had their own trailer, similar to what the Salt Lake Housewives were in at the beginning.
Right.
Like if everyone had their own RV or like they had 2 people per RV, they would probably find that as cute or something. But that's, again, not what Angel does.
It would have been, I'm in Angel's luxury house versus I'm in the RV. and would there have been issues with the RV and water, and they needed to find a huge house that would accommodate everybody and whatever. I was reading, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with, doesn't make a difference, but this was supposed to be a couple strip.
Oh.
And then I think in the after show, one of them said that, I think, and then it became just
a girls trip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, because Gizelle and Ashley don't have someone to be a couple with.
Monique too.
Monique, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Curious to see how that would have went with other people there. But anyway, okay. Well, are we missing anything on this episode?
No, I think everyone really got a chance to do something.
I feel like Keiarna got a little chance to like...
Oh, that was good that she was an empath as well and felt really bad for her best friend Angel and how she's being raked over the coals.
Yeah, I didn't
for her to say that.
Yeah, she could have, I think, done more about it, but at least have said to the women that, like, you know, she's in a tough spot.
She tried to take up for her, and they shut her down, and then she, too, apologized. I feel like everyone had to apologize for not checking in. If I was Keiarna or Tia, I would say, really? I'm not the host.
Yeah.
Sorry that happened to you, but...
We were off doing something else.
Does it need to be like a group text where we all check in?
We were just sitting on Angel's back porch spitting water over the edge because water is such a luxurious abundance.
The abundance.
Yeah, the abundance came into play on this episode too.
Someone said I'm full of abundance.
Yes, which made me think of Poe's House of Abundance.
House of Abundance. I mean, Angel does live in a house of abundance, so
she does. Well,
again, death drop.
Well, I don't think I have anything else to say about this episode. Do you?
I think we summed it up.
All right. Well, then we'll talk about it next time.
Until next time.